Please tell us about yourself, committee, and topics.
Well, I'm Alex Poska. I'm one of the co-head chairs for Crisis. I'm a fourth year at UC Berkeley here. I'm a music major and an anthropology minor, and I really like to deal with aspects of power and power relations.
I'm Hinh, and I'm a third year majoring in political economy and minoring in public policy. And so our committee is Crisis, and as such, I love dealing with great power politics, history, and international relations.
Alright, how does it feel being a head chair?
Being a head chair is pretty great. I mean, we have an awesome staff that we get to work with, so we have a great group of people who have really awesome dialogues. We come up with really innovative ideas, and we have a bunch of great staff members who feed us things that I think even we would never think of. And having a co-head chair makes it even easier.
Definitely.
Because we just split the work up.
And especially being head chair with Crisis gives you a lot of potential to use your creativity and your dynamism to come up with the crises and scenarios that we get to feed you continually. And so I think that's one of the best things of being a head chair of such an innovative committee.
We all get to feed off each other. There's a good group.
Why did you decide to choose the topic you did?
Well, we were looking for something that was current and exciting, but not necessarily obvious. Bahrain's been a little bit off the radar, but it's definitely been one of the nations that's been looked at during the Arab Spring.
Definitely, yeah. And when we were coming up with committee topics, the Arab Spring was in full swing. And so you know, there had been a revolution in Egypt, there had been, you know, there was a war going on in Libya, but at the same time in Bahrain there was an uprising, but it had been crushed before we had actually chosen the topics. So we were thinking, you know, there's already a war raging in Libya, Egypt had already been overthrown, so coming into BMUN 60, what kind of scenario would still be, you know, valid and would still be topical? And so we thought, you know, Bahrain ended up crushing its uprising, but they never resolved any of the underlying issues. So we thought, you know, come BMUN 60 would be a perfect opportunity to explore the issues that were still very important in Bahrain. So,
what aspect of the committee are you most looking forward to?
Well, I know I personally look forward to being in the back room and watching what the delegates do and responding to the delegates, because that's one of the most exciting parts for us, is responding to the great work that our delegates do, because they get to do things that people cannot do in any other committee.
Definitely, and we've been working really hard to think of scenarios to throw at you guys, so we're going to be definitely excited to see how you guys respond.
Alright, do you have any advice for your delegates as they begin their research?
Just be prepared to know, be prepared and to know what Bahrain is like, the history of Bahrain, what kind of recent events have affected Bahrain, and how countries and actors and state actors typically respond to issues such as uprisings, external threats, foreign interventions. So if you know those things, I think you'll be set.
Yeah, a particular issue of interest with Bahrain is religion, because there's different sects of Muslims in the country. So religion is going to be another big factor that is going to be something that you really need to know well to succeed in Crisis.
And one last thing, and I think Poska knows especially well, considering he's part of he's a student activist, and one of the cabinets as part of our joint cabinet Crisis is the Free Bahrain Coalition. So this is a group of dissidents that will have to decide how to organize, how to bring together their efforts in order to try and impress their demands on this absolute monarchy in Bahrain that is, at least right now, refusing to give up any power. So.
Alright, and finally, how excited are you for BMUN 60?
Hella excited!
I'm hyper excited. I'm hyper excited.
Alright, thank you.